Hello and welcome back to my channel. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm Ron Buster, and today I'm going to be adding some more tips. But first of all, I want to talk about preparing yourself if you're going to work from home. You need to suit up and show up. I've always said that. So what that means is that you get up, you clean up, you have your plan, you execute your plan from your home office, and you do it in a professional office setting. I have an office in my home, and that's what I do in the morning. I get up, I clean up, and I go to work prepared. Now, if you think about it, we're going to talk about what's the biggest problem you have in making a sale. Objections, right? Okay. So I'm going to give you an example of an objection. This is from my Army days, of course. I would be talking to a potential applicant for the United States Army, and they would tell me that they couldn't join because they just didn't want to join today. Well, that's not an excuse. To me, that's a smoke screen. There's a reason they don't want to join today. And so I'd look at them and I'd say, let's use Mark, for example. Mark, tell me, there obviously is a good reason why you don't want to join today. Now, the way I said it is important. Mark, why don't you want to join my Army today? That's not going to get you anywhere, people. But Mark, obviously, there's a good reason. Will you share it with me? This could go on for several steps, but I'm going to come to the conclusion real quick. He might say, my mother will not sign for me. Okay, now that's his objection. The other part was just a smokescreen, remember? This is the objection, and so now I'm going to find out if it's real or if it's a smokescreen. Mark, if your mother said yes today and was willing to sign, would you join my Army today? And if Mark looks at me and he says yes, Mark, and I reach over and I hand him the phone, why don't you give your mother a call and see when we can meet? What I just did was prove that that was the true objection, and that all I have to do now is go get permission from his mother. Now I don't have to sell Mark anymore. Mark's sold. What I have to do is go talk to his mother. Now Mark came to me, which means he wants in the Army, but now I got to convince his mother. I'm not going to convince her. I'm going to overcome her objections and show her why the Army was a good fit. But what if he said no? Well, then obviously there's another reason. And so it can go on and on until you get to that reason. So think of it this way. As you're putting a product or a service in front of people, like I mentioned it earlier, you go to a meetup and you do logos. They're real simple. You can actually buy software, very inexpensive software that makes fantastic logos, and you can become the logo expert on Fiverr. And at the same time, you can go to Meetup and you can have your business card, and you can use this same process with people right there as to why they don't want your service. Overcome their objection. Find out if it's a real objection. The key to this tip is, if it's a smokescreen, you don't have to address it. You don't have to answer to it. You notice that when he said that his mother was the issue, I don't have to worry about his no prior. I have to concentrate on his mother. So by concentrating on his mother, I'm going to solve the problem. So if I'm talking to somebody about a logo and they tell me they already have a logo, well then I don't need to go any further with them. I can be social, yes, I can be nice. And then I turn around and say, you know what? I'm glad you got your logo, but do you know anyone else that might need a logo? You'll be surprised how many times if you ask for a referral, you'll get it. Most people, if they like you, are happy to share. So you take out a business card, 2 or 3, and you hand them to them and say, here, would you please pass along this information? but don't make the mistake I made in the beginning. Always ask for the name of the person and a phone number or an email address if they'll give it to you, so that you can follow up with that referral. Hey Mark, Elizabeth gave me your name, said you might be interested in a logo. When can we meet? There you go. So that's my tip for today. I hope it helps. And it's not that hard to learn how to do this. And there's going to be many more tips coming, so be sure to subscribe to my channel here and check back often, because I intend to send out more tips on different parts of motivation and sales technique and what it takes to just make your business better. It's all about you, and it's all about sales. Have a great day. Thank you now.